Hello. Thank you for watching the video. Today's video is living with cancer. It's going to be a series of videos that I do from my own personal perspective with living with cancer and various things that I've experienced and just some tips really that I've used to help myself. Now everybody's cancer is different. We'll all have unique experiences. So don't take anything that I say as being gospel. Always seek professional medical advice. But this one we're going to talk about fatigue because I'm slap bang right in the middle of a couple of weeks now where fatigue has been an issue. It's a bit unfair because I managed to maintain my appetite, so I'm eating as I normally would. However, that food doesn't convert into energy because the cancer takes it. So I'm just referencing a list. Now, cancer charities and also medical professionals still aren't sure why it causes fatigue. However, they surmise that it's the cancer itself, it's the cancer treatments, anemia, eating problems, pain's a big one, underlying health issues that are not related to the cancer, and also the big one, which is psychological effects from having cancer, which is a big one because some people sometimes don't deal with it very well. I've met them in the daycare centre. It's frightening to see, but nevertheless it's there and people do suffer from it. So those are all contributing facts that they believe causes the fatigue when you're suffering from cancer. I'm just going to read out a few telltale signs, and I'll also let you know which ones from my personal perspective I've noticed. So, difficulty doing simple things like getting dressed or washing your hair. Yep, I've suffered from that. Feeling no energy or strength. Yep, big one for me, that one. It's quite cruel really because, as I say, you've got your appetite, you're eating well, but that doesn't convert into energy. The cancer just saps it up, which is why it's so important that you do maintain your appetite and you do maintain your weight or gain weight if you possibly can, because you will need it in the long run. Difficulty concentrating and remembering things. Well, before cancer I had problems with that. So difficulty thinking, speaking or making decisions. Well, you can see from the video I'll go blank every now and again for a couple of seconds. Yeah, so I've got that as well. Feeling breathless after light activity. Not hugely. I am quite active. I do try and keep myself active. Nowhere near as active as I was before the diagnosis, but I do what I can. Feeling dizzy or lightheaded. Sort of, but not very often. Difficulty sleeping. Well, yeah, but I put that down actually to the hot weather at the moment. When it's more a temperate climate, then I'm finding it a lot easier to sleep. Although having an ileostomy, Elvis keeps me up at least 3 times in the night because I have to empty him. Loss of interest in sex. Okay, moving on. Feeling in a low mood or more emotional than usual. Well, the tail end of that are more emotional. Yes, yeah, you do for some reason get more emotional. So those are the effects and the real effects that you can sort of identify in yourself. So what advice do I give? Well, obviously the big one is keep active where you can. Even if it's just a short walk or just pottering around the garden, just pulling out deadheading flowers or doing a little bit of watering. Just keep yourself active, try and keep yourself moving. Huge one, obviously, weight. Maintain or gain your weight. It's alright to lose weight, but set yourself a weight and try and get to it. Now, if you've got loss of appetite, then speak to your dietitian. In the UK, once you've had a cancer diagnosis and you're an outpatient, you should be assigned a dietitian who will help you along, enabling you to maintain or gain your weight. But they will monitor that for you and they'll make suggestions. A tip from my own experience, they might try and get you, if you're really bad and your weight's really low and your appetite's gone, they may try, they will prescribe you some energy drinks, but not nice energy drinks. They're very highly calorific. Now, if you like milkshakes and things like that, you're probably going to be okay, although some of the flavours are really quite disgusting. If you are not overly keen on milk-based drinks, they do a water-based one. Just trust me on this, fruit of the forest, just, yeah, hands down every time. You can probably neck those and not have a problem. And of course they're piling on the weight. Keep to normal sleep routines is another good one if you can do it. Obviously, the weather we've got at the moment in the UK, that could prove to be very difficult. If, like me, when you've not been able to sleep for about 3 or 4 nights, then eventually the exhaustion takes over and you just sleep. You know, there's just no way around it. Eventually it does catch up with you. And the other thing is try complementary therapies. Now, if you do have a Macmillan centre in your hospital, I'm quite lucky because I do in my local hospital. There's all kinds of information there. The staff are very, very friendly, and there's also these complementary therapies. So head massage for a good example, but there's others as well, whatever appeals to you. Okay, so if you are new to cancer, if you have a new diagnosis, first thing to do is don't worry about it. Listen to the medical professionals. There'll be a host of different teams that will be supporting you, that will make time to talk to you, advise you, and ultimately support you. So don't lose faith. Cancer can be beaten, and people do beat cancer. It's a very good thing when I read in the press about people who have defeated cancer. Unfortunately, the papers seem to concentrate more on the people who have died from it. The recent one I'm thinking of is Dame Deborah James, I think her name was. Sorry if my mind's gone. Who had it for 5 years. She had bowel cancer, the same as what I had, until the surgeons whipped it out. She died recently, which is a great shame. But her legacy is the raising awareness to bowel cancer especially, but just cancer in all. The last bit of information or advice I'd like to give you is listen to your bodies. If there's a problem, there'll be signs, they'll let you know. Now, unfortunately for me, I was a bit stupid, as some people can be, and they ignored them. But if you do notice strange things going on in your body, then talk to your GP, tell them about it, and because it can be easily cleared up with a CT scan. You may have to wait a while for them, unfortunately, because the NHS is under so much pressure. Don't get me started on the NHS, to be honest. That's a whole different video. They're working as hard as they possibly can, and they're trying to save as many people as they possibly can. But things are not favourable for them at the moment. It's just horrible. But the nurses and staff are doing absolutely everything they can. Okay, well, thank you for watching this video. I hope that I've covered something that is useful to you, especially if you're a new diagnosis with cancer. I hope to make more in the future. But as I say, I'm not a medical professional. I am merely a cancer patient. And all this is not sort of advice from a personal perspective, But it's just things that I've noticed and I wanted to share with you. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.